All right, take three, and we are live on the It Channel Weekend Edition episode number 66 for the week of May the 28th. Actually, you only get this podcast next week because we take a couple of days to edit and you get to view it online. And we have a new site called revision365.com. And you can get more new content from there as well. On the podcast, we have people that could actually give us valuable insights in terms of working in Asia. And we have a myriad of people from different backgrounds and customs. Yeah. And the only minority here and the one always get abused is Mr. Thomas.
Hello.
Hi. You sound sad today. Why?
Oh, I've just been subjected to a terrible movie for the last 2 hours. 2 hours of my life I'll never get back.
What do you watch?
Prince of Persia.
Right.
So it's what, get a video game and throw $1 billion at it and that's what you get, I guess.
Hey, just wondering, why is Thomas the minority? Shouldn't I be the minority since I'm the only, female on the panel?
No, there are 5 Asian and 1 white.
Yeah, but I'm the only female and all of you are guys.
Okay, we are all minorities.
In our own special way.
And of course, that's Farah, PR. Also, wait, hold on. There's Thomas is a enterprise architect for a big multinational company.
Multinational even, yes.
Yeah, sorry. Kind of missed that. And he, of course, is a tech guy who has, who hates fruit companies.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that? No?
No, some special fruit. Some special fruit just came in the post a week or so ago.
Oh, yeah. A bit late, right?
Yes.
Yep. And of course, he's the only left-handed guitarist here in the podcast.
Any other irrelevant facts, Michael?
Yeah, and he owns one of the largest left-handed guitars in the whole wide world.
Or collections even.
Yeah, all collections. And we have Farah, who's a PR consultant for another major multinational PR company.
Yes, that's right.
And
Not revealing what, but I do a lot of not just PR work, but digital marketing, digital PR work as well.
Yep. And another minority who's the only one who plays floorball within the 5 of us.
Yeah, and the only one who knows what floorball is in the first place.
Exactly. That's right. And of course, we have Andrew. Andrew, who is a corporate IT slave, apparently. And of course, he's been slaving away with his Duke Nukem game, or rather soundboard. And it still may not still be around. I'm not sure. Or he has muted himself, and I couldn't hear a single thing. And it's all right. We'll come back to him in a while. And of course, we have Sheldon. Sheldon
Hello.
is a super comic book artist.
That's right.
Yep,
Let's
from
leave
the
it at
future.
that.
Okay, let's leave it.
From the future, that's right.
And we have Sherwin, tech journalist for Singapore, one of Singapore major publications.
Hello.
That's the panel today, and the reason why we kept it very short because we have done this 3 times tonight.
Yeah, this is actually take 3.
Take 3, and we still can't hear Andrew. Andrew is still around.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
we finally-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Can
and-
you hear me now?
and we know you brought someone. Could we
Hail
hear
to
him?
the king, baby.
That's right.
Anybody mind if I take off my pants?
Sure, Mr. Duke. You will not. Have you had any breakfast today, Mr. Duke?
You keep wanting me to play that sound clip, right? Okay, here.
Yeah, this is the funniest one.
Okay. Here you go.
I had eggs for breakfast. Your mom had sausage.
I don't get that.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Of course you don't.
Right, and we know that Duke Nukem will be out in June 14, 16?
14.
14 in Asia, the whole of Asia or the whole world?
I think it's worldwide. Yeah. I think
Worldwide.
So look out for it. I think it's one of those classics that we used to play. And I think Sherwin has some view about it when he saw this some weeks ago.
Yeah, they had a preview down in Singapore to showcase the game. As everyone knows, this game is like 15 years overdue. So the game takes that into account. Basically, the last that we saw, the Duke, he saved the world from aliens. And he's basically franchised his name to restaurants, video games, movies. And he's like the world's most influential and richest man. But then the aliens come back and apparently they want peace. So the US government tells Duke to lay low. Of course, aliens start killing everybody, and Duke has to save the world with his corny one-liners. And as long as you give him as much women as he wants, he will do whatever it takes to protect the women of Earth.
Right. So we are safe. We got Farah on board.
What platforms?
Cross-platform, I believe. PC, Xbox, PlayStation 3.
Right. So do people have to buy this online, or they're gonna be out in retail?
In Singapore, it's going to be out in retail. I'm not too sure about the rest of Asia though. And of course, the Duke being Duke, there's going to be some special edition, super duper box set with like a Duke statue and goodness know what else. But yeah, it's going to be big, I guess. From what I understand, the game has gone gold.
So it means
around the world.
It's printed into DVDs somewhere.
Yeah. People want it.
Right, but how will you pay for it though? I mean,
with money, I think. I think you go to the shop with some money and pass it across the counter.
That's true. But will you pull it out from your back pocket, or will you use Google's new e-wallet? So
Well, if Google Wallet ever comes here, maybe we can think about it.
That's right. Actually, they only launched it in New York and San Francisco. So what Google Wallet is, or what Google has announced, is that they will actually want to replace your wallet with its digital wallet, which you can actually put on your Android phone, which has an NFC activated device, which is a near field communications, and you're able to just like wave it as you buy the thing, like a Visa Wave card. Or tap it like a bus card, and get your purchase done. At the same time, they also allow you to actually use it online as well, which as you're buying any retail stuff or over your laptop or over your actually using the phone as well to browse, you actually can use the e-wallet to actually activate some of your payments as you go along. Although this technology has been done by Microsoft many years ago. It didn't work too well. Visa had an e-wallet as well, and that died as well. I think it used to be called the SET, S-E-T protocol. And they're coming back with NFC devices that actually do that. But, even if it's come to Asia, even if it's here, would it be easier? I mean, already in Singapore, there are people, we are using similar technology, but it's not just on your phone.
I've come across this before in Europe, where they launched electronic purses using the chip cards, the little gold chip on credit cards, and they were popular because you didn't need any connectivity to do your purchases. But nowadays, when everything's online, I'm not sure what they're trying to save.
But it's more of a convenience, and you don't actually have to carry cash around anymore.
Well, you don't if you carry a credit card anyway.
And minus that as well, I guess. And consolidating all your credit, and apparently they have a system that actually consolidates all your purchases, or all your credit cards and loyalty cards. So they actually activate everything at one go when you do a purchase, for example. If you purchase from somewhere and you actually have the loyalty card for that retail shop, it will take everything into consideration and credit or debit your loyalty card and credit your credit card and stuff like that all in one.
Yeah, well, an electronic loyalty card where you can load all the 23 3 different loyalty cards you have on is actually a good idea.
All right. Anyone else?
So just to clarify, when you make a transaction on this thing, is it analogous to a debit card or a credit card?
I think it doesn't matter. I think if you have cards that you can register onto it,
Oh, I
you will
see.
be able to take it. Yeah.
Okay, so it just basically acts as the front end.
Yeah, just a payment carrier.
Right.
Yeah, I like this idea of using your mobile phones to actually pay for something, but obviously there will be issues related to security, and also the fact that this will not come to all phones. Apparently, it is being released on Android. Was it?
Yep.
And yeah, only for most of the phones would be from Sprint. That's what I read.
Yeah, so NFC is a technology that's been implemented by Nokia, and apparently the last rumor we had, even the iPhone is going to release one version with NFC as well. So yeah, NFC is coming in a sense that people are actually looking into mobile payments, that they can carry with their phone, because their phone is with them all the time anyway. So it kind of makes sense that they kind of consolidate everything into the phone.
Yeah, funny that you mentioned Nokia, because I remember we talked about the Nokia's implementation of NFC.
Yep.
I think quite a while ago, and I think, and I guess we can tell that it didn't really go anywhere.
Yep.
Because I also read somewhere that the implementation of it was pretty user friendly. Like, for example, if you wanted to buy something, a can of Coke from a vending machine, you tap your phone onto the vending machine's reader, you hear a little beep, you've got to wait for a while, you get an SMS on your phone, you've got to reply yes to that SMS, send that SMS out, and then you get your can of Coke.
That's
What
right.
a pain in the ass.
So,
Then you type in
So-
your 10-digit code that you got. Yeah.
That's right.
yeah. So as you can tell, it didn't really take off thanks to that implementation problem.
Yeah.
Google has probably much more better way of doing that.
Well, here's the other interesting thing, though. I mean, the fact that they're not charging transaction fees. Google isn't picking up a transaction fee. So to them, the value in this is the fact that they now are able to track what you are spending money on as well and target ads to you. Is that the case? Because what does Google take away from this? Google takes away the information, right? They take away the information. They're able to now know what you're spending money on, where, how much, what your buying patterns will be, stuff like that, right? Which I'm assuming is very valuable demographic and psychographic and whatever other graphic information for advertisers.
Which is also the same information that credit card companies would have as well.
Yeah, but yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah,
It would surprise me if there wasn't some sort of charge going back to the merchant, though. I mean, that's what happens with credit card payments and things, that there's a percentage that they knock off the purchase price that has to go back to the carrier.
Well, they're saying that there is no transaction fee to the consumer, and I think there's none to the vendor as well, which is going to be a selling point to getting this thing rolled out.
Yeah, but just go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I think your point on whether Google is actually earning anything from it wouldn't be from Google Wallet itself.
Yeah.
It would be with the application, the other offering that they have, which is Google Offers. Google Offers is supposed to be something along the lines of Groupon, where you actually have offers, you launch offers when a certain number of people actually buy into it. So, for example, you approach businesses and businesses agree that if, for example, 100 people decide to take up the offer, then it will be activated. So that's how they actually earn, not through wallet itself, but through working with the businesses in order to get the offers out there.
Right. So
Yeah.
basically, it's an indirect, more roundabout way of monetizing.
I mean, if you look at the bigger picture, Google Wallet is trying to enter the market, but not just trying to replace existing credit card or merchant systems, but also trying to bring in other aspects of retail like Groupon, right? And it can do that. It can actually merge the two. It has the option of offering you all these deals, and then it has the option of allowing you to pay through it. So it's handling the entire ecosystem. And I think for it to be accepted by all these consumers, it has to have a huge carrot, which is for now it's going to be free. But the moment it takes off, I don't think Google is going to say, yeah, I'm not going to take any money from you. And it's going to find a way. So I think we cannot look at it. We're using traditional payment systems where, either the retailer pays or the consumer pays a bit, like what PayPal is doing. It's trying to tie up all these things that us as consumers are using, right? Online payment gateways, we're going to buy stuff. Groupon is very successful. Retailers want a way to reach, all the users, and Google has that wide, user base for this to actually succeed.
And that's why PayPal is suing Google. Well, that's not really why that PayPal is suing Google. But the main reason is that they actually poached people from PayPal and started their own mobile payment system. But of course, it will definitely eventually eat into PayPal's revenue models. Initially, apparently, they were negotiating some deal for Google to actually move to more of their payments on PayPal. But now they've launched a new payment system. Looks like PayPal is quite angry with what they want to do.
Yeah, I don't like PayPal that much. I use PayPal, and PayPal is big on the internet. When you're trying to pay for something, PayPal is definitely up there, being offered. I don't like it so much because it charges the consumers to some extent. Like, for example, if you were to put something up on eBay, you get charged for using PayPal. So if Google Wallet, if they're not taking any money from consumers, I think that's gonna be fine.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's typical.
At launch.
Yeah.
It's typical for any credit or rather payment system. Actually, they do take a percentage. Like Visa takes 2 to 2.5%. So does Mastercard, and I think American Express takes the highest, about 3% or something like that, 3 to 3.5%. And I guess one of PayPal's revenue is to do that. But you're right in terms of moving it on to free or freemium model later would actually gain the kind of momentum that it needs. Unfortunately, I don't know how many people actually do that or require. Or, I mean, the usage of it, would it be practical? You distribute devices that actually could read the NFC device as well.
I think so. I think it's got potential, but again, it's a question of getting the critical mass for it to be accepted.
I like it. I think it's a long-term sort of long-term project for them. We could just put it down all we want at the moment, but this has huge potential. It could be the next new way of paying for things. So Google is definitely not thinking short term here. It's long term, and as mentioned, it's about reaching that critical mass. It's like I think it's like the iPhone App Store. You have a lot of people buying into it, and that's how it gets really good. Similar to Android. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if it's saving you carrying around a whole lot of stuff, and you can it's like having 6 or 10 loyalty cards and credit and debit cards in the one device that you're already carrying anyway. I think that's a really good thing. How they make it even better is if they integrate it with the One Malaysia email system.
And would it actually make you buy one? So, what about condoms?
What?
Yeah,
What?
apparently you can't put condoms on your wallet anymore if you have no wallet.
That's
You put on an E condom and then you have E6 with it.
For those online sites that has webcams, I guess.
Moving on.
Yeah. Moving on, Facebook is looking to hire. Facebook is looking to release a desktop version of Facebook. Well, that's what speculation says anyway, because they're looking for a bunch of programmers. So if you're looking for a job that develops on desktops, Facebook is looking for people, and they're saying that I mean, I don't know. Would you really want to use a social network system on your desktop, like a Twitter client or a Facebook client and stuff like that? Website is not good enough. Okay, so anyway.
Everyone's baffled by this story because why would you need a desktop app when desktop users already have a way to access Facebook, which is facebook.com in the browser?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So-
Meanwhile, where's my Facebook iPad app? Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, just as like what the article in TechCrunch says, they have no official iPad app, and yet they're starting to build a desktop app. I mean, why?
Yeah. Why would I need a desktop app? Seriously.
It's it still controls 90% of the whole market share.
Yeah, but like I said, you have
Have
desktop
a browser.
have a way to access Facebook, which is the browser. Unless you're planning to build your own browser, a Facebook browser.
No, unless the desktop app can work offline, lah. That'd be something I want to see.
Okay.
Oh,
This
it's
really-
easy.
This really reminds me a lot of Rockmelt, which first came out. It links your desktop browser to Facebook, to Twitter, and other social media feeds. And obviously, it didn't take off very well.
Do you still
Yeah, that
use it?
was.
No, I don't use it anymore. I think
Yeah.
it's quite redundant. So for Facebook to actually roll something out like this, they're trying to go into all the markets available. Since they've already cannibalized the photo sharing market. I mean, there's Flickr as well, but there are a lot of Facebook photos. I mean, they do events, they do Facebook Places now, similar to Foursquare, and they do everything actually. Yeah. So,
Yeah, but here's one market that they can do: the iPad app market. How about that? How about coming up with an official iPad app?
Yeah, they're giving away their iPhone app for free anyway, right?
Yeah, I don't. That's really baffling. Because the iPad, I mean the Facebook.com website does work to some extent in Safari, but come on, just get around to building an iPad app and an
That's true.
Android tablet app as well, Honeycomb app as well.
That's true. So, I mean, currently at the moment, if you want to access Facebook through your iPad, I think there are similar clients for Facebook. I can't remember from the top of my head what it is.
Friendly as an iPad.
Yes. So it's not really official. It's like, you have TweetDeck for your desktop. You've got Echophone for iPhone as well. So I guess, friendly helps to fill in that gap.
I think actually the iPad in general, one thing that disappointed me when I set my wife's one up is things like the Facebook not there, and there's no Skype for iPad, and the iPhone apps, if you just stick them on the iPad, look terrible, look really dreadful.
Yep.
So I was surprised actually at the amount of iPad support apps there were. I was a bit disappointed.
iPad apps are still a very low number as compared to the iPhone ones. The interesting thing is I don't know why they couldn't just enable a proper larger. You don't have to redo everything. It's just that they enable it in terms of a larger form, like what Boxcar did, and you don't have to really expand it that much.
So yeah, we were mentioning that how Facebook, they're trying to go into every market. They did Facebook Places, and then now they're offering the I don't know what it's called, but it's coupons through Facebook as well. So they're going into a lot of markets, and the next market that they're going to go into is, of course, music sharing, and this is where they partner up with what's it called, Storyfy? Oh, Spotify. Yeah, that's right. To provide music sharing through Facebook. Do you guys think it's going to take off?
Seeing that Spotify is not available to us yet, because I think right now Spotify is only available in Europe. It's not even available in the US. Spotify is basically like the service that everyone wants because it's free music streaming. For free, users can get up to 10 hours worth of music streams per month. Then there's of course the premium service. So this sort of partnership makes sense for Facebook because they don't really have that music application. Like you mentioned earlier, Facebook has gone into all these different vertical markets like events and deals and location check-ins. Music is the next one that they're trying to move into.
Yeah, I think it's great in terms of what they're doing. Obviously, they're trying to get their hands to every single market. The good thing is because they have such critical mass. They've got over 500 million users on Facebook, so it's a huge market they can tap into, and we just have to wait and see what kind of opportunities there are to, I guess, monetize it. Because like iTunes, you pay to buy the music. Maybe you might have something similar for that, to play the music and eventually have the option of buying it, perhaps.
So in the last couple of weeks, there were quite a number of announcements for cloud music though. I mean, Google came out with the cloud music, and then Apple kind of announced that they're gonna tie up with Sony for the cloud music and stuff like that. And now Facebook, of course, obviously have to launch something with cloud music, and I think the fastest way is actually to partner with some people like Spotify. And Spotify, yep.
No, I was just gonna say maybe this is the reason why you need a desktop app. Because if you're gonna be tying up with all these, other services, things like Spotify, if they have a proprietary protocol and they've got other checking going on in the background and things like that, you're gonna need a lot more intelligence in your client than maybe the browser can offer.
But that's the thing. Spotify plays over HTTP.
That's true.
Yeah, but depending on the implementation, the way they want to implement it with Facebook, there may be restrictions and things like that they want to, or ads
DRM.
There you go. That you want to stick in there.
But it's cloud web streaming. I mean, what DRM? Why do you need DRM? I mean, it's just,
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to rationalize the need for Facebook to come up with a desktop app. So if this tie-up with Spotify is the first in a series of enhancements that they're looking at, then maybe that's the rationale for the desktop app.
maybe all the sharing, all the likes and all that, they're able to actually push, some way of managing the popularity of music and stuff like that. Maybe.
Well, maybe video content is the next step as well.
That's right. Yeah.
But
So it
Facebook,
could be the first step in.
right? Facebook already have something similar on terms of video streaming. They actually launched they do have a video streaming service. It's just that it's not available publicly yet for Facebook.
Well, not here, but it is available in the US. I think movies like The Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It was a deal with Warner Brothers Studios.
Yep. You can actually buy it with Facebook points. What's the currency again?
Facebook credits or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Facebook credits. That's right.
As to why you actually want to watch a movie in your Facebook page,
Yeah.
I'll
And
get back to you on that.
again, that's where the desktop app comes back in, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. Right. So, looking at where things are going in terms of the web pages and all that kind of stuff, and people like Google again, and putting down a bunch of their smartest people around to create yet another standard for displaying images on the web. And obviously, it doesn't work on my browser right now, so I had to refresh it. It's called WebP, WEBP, and it's apparently 39.8% faster than JPEG because of its compression methods and the way it can shrink down high quality images, keeping them in terms of all the depth and all the colors, but still making it smaller than JPEG. This will be hell for all the web administrators or designers, or it could be a new avenue for companies to make more money.
So I'm assuming that Google Chrome already supports this because I can actually view some of the WebP Yeah, I'm not gonna get into WebP images. I can already view some of these in Google Chrome.
Yeah, interestingly, it's not coming out on my Chrome browser on the
Is
Mac.
it?
On the Mac, yeah,
What version are you on?
the newest, definitely newest.
Okay. It's fine on my Windows version of Chrome.
Hmm.
Firefox obviously can't load it, and I'm not gonna even bother to try it. Internet Explorer. But for God's sakes, I know Google, you guys are smart, but please spend a bit of that brain power into coming up with a better name for the car image. But seriously,
I thought the guys at Apple were pretty smart as well, but they came up with iPad. So there's obviously no link here.
Yeah.
Typical your tech department don't run marketing. Yeah, you can have a very good tech department and a lousy marketing department. Marketing gets to choose the name.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know, maybe Google marketing department came up with that name. Oh, something. WebP. Right. And that would actually help telcos stream less data, and actually help you in terms of improving all your bandwidth and stuff like that, and in the future. Of course, somebody like GigaOM came up with this article that talks about the top 20 mobile networks in the world. But in terms of revenue, I think in terms of revenue and connections, seem to look like it. They are both, I think, interrelated. The more revenue you're making, the more connections you actually have. I think there's a direct correlation. And number one operator in the whole wide world is China Mobile.
Not surprising.
Mm-hmm.
State control.
Man, they've got like 1 billion people, so I'm definitely not surprised. It's the largest mobile provider.
Yeah, but interestingly, their revenue is about 19.9, which is about 20 million, as opposed to the second one, which is Vodafone Group at 15.2 million, and the number of connections they have is about half. About half. No, well, slightly less than half.
Slightly more than half.
No lah, 584 by 353 connections, right? But their growth, of course, in China Mobile is actually 6%, as compared to Vodafone is 1.6%. It only shows that Europe has one of the most expensive mobile chargers in the world, because the least connections they make, and they make revenues as close to a far, double the connections that double their number.
Vodafone are also huge in Australia and New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so bad in New Zealand that the government actually had to step in and regulate mobile charges. There were two main providers, and they were both absolutely ripping everybody off, and the government stepped in and reduced the money they could make from mobile calls.
Interesting. Did they cap the charges, or did they?
Yes, I think that's what they did. You used to pay 70 cents New Zealand, which is about ringgit 80.
Okay.
Per minute.
Whoa.
That's expensive.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I can't imagine the roaming charges for that.
and that's on both networks. Yeah.
Yeah.
20 cents a text, I think. Something
Wow.
like that.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, silly money.
Wow. And look, that's why Vodafone is actually making so much more money. Amazingly. Right. Not surprising. So one of the top 20. But of course, I think one of the interesting things to see was actually India. Bharti Airtel was actually at number 17. One of the other Asian mobile companies as well, which is very few. The rest are all US, Europe based.
Where was Cellcom?
I don't
list
know.
only goes up to 20.
Exactly. There are more than 20 cities in the whole wide world. Yeah. And of course, looking at mobile phones and telcos, did you know that Microsoft actually makes 5 times more money from Android than on Windows Phone itself?
Yeah, I saw that headline. Explain that. I don't understand the.
So apparently, back in April 2010, they actually had a lawsuit against HTC. I tried to search back and see what lawsuit it is. Apparently, some mysterious patent that HTC is infringing. It could be, I don't know. People are speculating it could be the exchange connection. It could be some things. But HTC actually had to pay back for every phone Android set that they ship. They actually pay $5 to Microsoft.
Cool.
Yep. And apparently HTC, according to Citibank or Citi, HTC sold 30 million sets. That means it's 150 million to Microsoft.
Yeah.
Nice.
Snap.
That's gotta hurt.
I love the Steve Ballmer graphic that goes with this article. It's so
Yeah,
appropriate.
it is. He's laughing to the bank.
That's all right.
Where's the link?
There you go.
Yep, there he goes. And the one of the big announcement in games, this one somebody might have to help me out. Sony confirms PlayStation 4. So what do you guys hear?
I think it's a matter of time, right?
Yeah.
They have to, especially since Nintendo has already announced that they're gonna be talking about their new console at E3 in 2 weeks' time. So I think, you always expect the game console companies to already be developing and working on something. So I think this announcement isn't that much a surprise, but I think the timing is a bit bad for Sony, given what happened with their PlayStation Network and stuff like that. So, we don't really want you to be talking about new stuff. We want you to settle all the rubbish that's been happening on your network for the past month.
It's still not resolved, right?
No.
It's been resolved. PSN has been slowly reopening around the world. I think Asia is going to start soon, right? It's
I
gonna
think
reopen
Singapore started yesterday or today,
soon.
very recently, so up and running. But people have to go and reset their passwords, and I think this is affecting faith in all this online / cloud services because no matter how secure things are, as long as someone's willing to put in the time and effort, they could possibly hack it, and it'll affect so many other people.
So what are they saying about the PS4? Is it going to be a better, newer, obviously, but what would be the rumors? What would the change that they would look at? Definitely not the one in the picture.
No,
No.
I don't think there is a. Is there a rumored feature list yet? Or is it too early days already?
I think it's still too early, yeah.
So
Much too early.
It's going to be released in 1 or 2 years' time. Oh no, but it says it will be shown in E3, so you might have a sneak peek at it, right, Sharon?
No,
Is it going to be shown at E3?
There?
no, that's referring to Wii 2.
E2.
V2 will be at E3, so
Yeah. It'll be like the HP one. They'll show a cardboard mock-up.
No, I think Sony has to focus on its next generation portable, whatever it's calling it. So slowly I don't think they're that eager to announce a new device to replace the existing one that still has some life left on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think but like I said, maybe 1-2 years time when Microsoft announces its new console, then Sony will have to catch up, or either way, whichever comes out first.
yeah. And Sony has already been on the record for by saying that the PS3 is supposed to have a life cycle of I think almost 10 years or something like that. It's going to have a much longer life cycle than the PS2.
That's long.
Yeah, and it's
That's
already
forever.
It's only 5 years since the PS3 was released.
But the hardware is still top of the line, right? It's not showing its age, is it?
No, I think.
Compared to other consoles, it's still the top of the line.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, take the recent release of the game LA Noire.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
with the PlayStation, it's 1 Blu-ray disc. With the Xbox version, they have like 3 discs, if I'm not wrong.
Ouch.
So the capacity of the Blu-ray, as well as what the PlayStation 3 can handle, is still not something that game developers are maxing out right now.
Right. Right.
And you expect if Microsoft makes minimal upgrades to its disk capacity and whatnot, Sony is still ahead by pretty much quite a bit.
Mm.
So what's the status of the Xbox? Has a new version just been released, or is it in the works, or?
I think Microsoft hasn't said anything. It recently just slimmed down the original Xbox 360 last year, which is the same thing that Sony did, I think, like maybe 1-2 years ago as well. So it's just slimmer, smaller, more energy efficient, runs better, no more red ring of death and all that kind of rubbish. So I think there's still some life left on it, and unless the one possibility is that when Nintendo launches its new console, and it really blows everything out of the market, it blows everything that's currently in the market out of the water, then maybe PlayStation and Xbox are going to relook at their plans and decide that, hey, they want to speed up their development to match what Nintendo is doing. But otherwise, I don't see age creeping up on any of the two consoles as yet.
They're on very different cycles to the Wii, though, aren't they? I mean, the Wii came out a couple of years before the Xbox, and that was before the PS3. So it'll probably just do another, another cycle again where they're a couple of years behind the next version.
Would it be a good time to buy new consoles now, or should we wait?
Always wait. Never buy anything.
So
as soon as you bought something, the next cool thing is coming along. Just in a few months.
I mean, in with this announcement, would it be better to just wait, or?
No,
it's not really an announcement of anything, though. I mean, it's just
it's just rumors.
So it's still far off in terms. So if you have a life left, if you buy now, you probably you can use it for another 3 or 4 years down the road.
Yeah, personally, I think the Xbox 360 and the PS3, I think they still have at least like a couple of years left of life in them. At least.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the games coming out now. I mean, look at LA Noire. That game looks freaking amazing.
So, all right, and for those who have not seen, there is a lip-dub done by the Grand Rapids, a city, an entire city putting their support for being called one of the top 10 dying cities in America. They came up to say that we are not the worst, and therefore they did a lip-dub across parts of the city and involve about 5,000 people and getting into one single shot of the song from Don McLean, American Pie. Yep. It's amazing.
What did American Pie have to do with any of that? The fact that they played American Pie put me off the whole thing. I thought, if you're going to do a thing, you bring your city together, you play some crappy old Don McLean song. I mean, what sort of a city are you?
You would have preferred the Madonna version?
No, I would have preferred Slipknot. They should have maybe done Duality.
Right. But they did say, the reason why they chose the song is because it's a sad, dying song.
For good reason.
And I guess that's why they did that.
Did you just fall off a milk crate there, Michael?
No, my iPhone fell. Oh no. More cracks on it. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yes. But it's amazing footage the way they did it and made the coordination that they did. I think it's one of the largest lip-dub ever being done. Right, so catch that lip-dub on the links that we're gonna put up later. And that's the news for the week, and that's a wrap for those. Anything you guys have or came up with or come across that we have missed?
I saw something interesting yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We were out for dinner, and there was a guy standing on the edge of the footpath making a phone call, and the guy came up behind him and sort of jumped at him. Was obviously his friend. Anyway, this guy's phone went flying out of his hand, right? Crashed onto the ground and into the gutter. The guy who'd frightened him picked it up and handed it back, and we were just walking past the station. It was a brand new iPhone 4.
Oh.
Yes, if looks could kill, and the guy was going, "Oh, sorry."
Yep, and this is obviously a tech related story. He had an iPhone 4 in it.
It's been an iPhone 4.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, and there we go, and that's the news for the week. We have the lineup tonight. Sheldon Go on the line.
Yes, good night.
And
What?
Sheldon can be found on sheldongo.deviantart.com and twitter.com/sheldongo.
That's right.
We have Sherwin from twitter.com/angelsherwin.
Bye everybody.
Yeah, and catch him on the major publications in Singapore. Unfortunately, follow Digital Live Facebook. That's where he appears on sometimes. Because I can't mention the website.
What old TV show did they say that? Bye bye, everybody. Is it was it Donnie and Marie? Was it something?
Yeah, that was Donnie and Marie. Good night,
Yeah,
everybody.
it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah. The-
It wasn't a Fantasy Island or something. Like
No, that was
No.
the plane.
that. Yeah, that's right. And of course, there's Thomas Perry. Can be found on sgmw.com. Co.nz.
Yeah.
Or twitter.com/sgmw. She gave me more water. No, what?
She gave me weed.
All right.
She gave me a wee. Yeah.
And we have Farah from farahsidek.com
Yep, www.farahsidek.com.
and twitter.com/farah.
At Farah_Siddiq.
Yes, with the underscore.
Thanks.
Yep, and you can find this podcast, this new home called Revision 365. And you can catch me at mikefong.com or twitter.com/mikefong or mikefong anywhere. Good night. See you guys.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.